So this was the code that we had developed in the last class using Bootstrap. Now this is our only page. This is the normal thing that we had done. Our agenda or our actual target is to develop a web application, a dynamic web application. This is what I had already discussed about the part that we have to actually figure out how we can develop a dynamic web application. Now, for that purpose, I will be using Design. Now, what is Django? How we will use it? Let me discuss everything in detail. So for that purpose, I'm just going to create a simple file, a normal text file, simple a.txt, a simple text file, where I can write some notes, or I will show you that what you have to do and how we will be covering everything. So the topic that we are going to cover is Django. This is what I'm going to write here. This is what I'm going to write here. Our topic is Django. Now, what is Django? Django is a web framework in Python. That means we can develop web applications using Python, using this Django module or Django library, whatever you want to call it, you can call it. So this is what we can do using Django. Now, how we will use it? I had discussed about server, what is server, how we can create web application, what is the difference between dynamic web application and static web pages. So I had discussed everything in the last class. So you have to focus on the last class content as well. You can see the recording. Recording is there in the group. So today I will just jump into the actual part that how to create our own server and how to create the dynamic web application. So before using any module, I guess you all can remember before using any module, what we have to do is we have to install the module. And guys, one thing I would like to request you all that whatever I'm writing here, it would be better if you also copy it. Like if you start writing it, so that will be really very much helpful because I will be erasing everything. So if you write it simultaneously, that will be very much helpful. So before using any module, what you have to do, you have to just install the module. To install any module in Python, we know what is the command. We know about the command. The command is pip install, then we have to write Django. Just like tkinter or MySQL connector, we have to install this module. And here we have installed the module, just writing pip install Django. This is what we have to write. And once we will write that, we will hit enter and our module will be downloaded to our own machine. This is what we have to write. I guess you all can remember that we have to write pip install Django and our module is installed in our own machine. So if you can remember that, just write yes, sir in the chat section. If you can remember that, just write it in the chat section. Quickly, because I know I want your acknowledgement. Without your acknowledgement, I will not be able to understand that whether you are getting it or not. Django is a very complex topic, but if you try to understand it, if you focus, it will be very much easier. So only Sivangi is responding. What about others? I want your acknowledgement, guys. Guys, there are total 9 students. So I want all of you to write. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. So this is what we have to do. We have to write pip install Django to install this module. So where I will be writing, let me simultaneously show you that where I'm going to write it. So let me close this part and just quickly I will open the terminal. So this is the terminal. I guess you all can see it, the terminal. So right here, I just will write pip, then I will write install, then I will write Django. Django. Please make sure you are writing the correct spelling. Pip install Django and just hit enter. So for my system, it is already installed. That's why it is telling us that requirement already satisfied. It is telling us that requirement already satisfied. But since you will be using it for the first time, so it will tell you that it will like install in the normal way. So it will start installing. At first, it will download. then it will be installed in your own machine. This is what's going to happen. So just install it when you are doing it. Right now, just focus on the content. But when you will be doing it, at first, this is the step that you have to do. So I'm writing the first step right here. You have to write this is a normal text file. It's not a Python file. So I'm writing it right here. So step one, this is our step one. What you have to do, you have to write pip install design. This is what you have to write to install Django, to install Django in your machine. And what is Django? Django is our web framework in Python. Web framework in Python. This is what we mean by Django. So we can create our own application, web application using Python, using Django. This is what we can do. All right. So this is the first step. Done. Now what is the second step? After installing Django, what is our second step? So the second step is we have to create our application, create and run our first application, web application. Now, to run this web application, what we have to do? We have to tell the admin of the Django to start our new project. So there are two terms. There are basically two terms. This is what I will be talking about now, that after installing this one, whenever I will be creating any application, I have to run any application, I have to do two things. In Django, we have two things. The first point is a project. The first point is is about a project. The second point is about a application. The second point is about application. So what is project and what is application? Now think about a website or a web application, anything that you want to think. Just think about Facebook for a moment, Facebook or Instagram, whatever you want to think, just you can think about that. So in Facebook, if you think carefully, so this entire Facebook is divided into multiple parts. One part handles your friend request. One part handles all the messages. One part handles all the notifications. One part handles your login and logout functionality. So a Facebook is divided into multiple different parts. So this entire part, the entire web application or this entire thing is called your project. The entire Facebook is called your project, and all the mini functionalities the like I discussed, the friend request, then the notifications or the messages or notifications, so whatever the friend request, the messages, the notifications, login logout functionality, your feeds, and there are many more. So all these mini functionalities are called apps. So in a project is the parent, and within a project, there will be multiple applications. There will be a single project, and within this project, we will be having multiple applications. We can have multiple apps or we can have a single app. Both the things are possible. So either we can have a single app or we can have multiple apps. So multiple apps can also be there, but we will be working with a single application for the ease so that we can understand properly. And once you are able to understand how to work with a single application, definitely you can go and you can work with multiple application within a single project. So guys, is this concept clear to you? Just let me know in the chat section if this concept is clear to you. And in while you are writing, whether it is clear to you, I will be writing this part also in the text file. And after this class, I will be sharing this text file so that you can properly understand that whatever I had discussed, but also make sure you are writing everything. So please write if it is clear to you, just write it in the chat section. Okay. So there are basically two things, a project and app. So we have two things. So a project contain multiple apps or different functionalities. Different functionalities. So this is what we have. There will be a project, an entire project. Anamika, yes. So what I'm trying to say, there will be a project. Project means just think about the Facebook. So in a Facebook, what do we have? So in our Facebook, the entire thing is called the application that you are opening. That is, you can think about the Facebook application as a project. Now that Facebook is divided into multiple parts, multiple small parts. Like we have the friend request section, we have the messages section, we have notification section, we have login, logout functionality. So there are multiple functionalities. So all the functionalities are developed using an application. So a single application is that handles only the messages that you are chatting with someone. Another application is there, another app is there that is dealing with all the friend request. You are sending the request to someone, or you are receiving some friend request, you are accepting the friend request, you are deleting that. Another application is there, another functionality is there that is dealing with the notifications that you are having. Another application is there that deals with the functionality is there that deals with your login and logout, that how you are logging into the system, how you are logging out from the system. This is what the Django is dealing with. Like there is the entire app, entire project, and the project is called Facebook. In within this Facebook, we have multiple functionalities like login, logout, sign up, sign in, messages, chatting, request. All the things are there. This is what we mean by apps. So apps are basically functionalities, and the entire thing is called the project. So is it clear? Is it clear? Okay. And what about others? Sivangi, Navajit, Anamika, they responded, and there are so many people in the call. So I need all of your response, all of your acknowledgement. So this is what I was talking about. The point number three is project. Within a project, in a project, there will be app. Within a project, there will be app. So project will be the parent and app will be its child. So to start our first project, this is what I'm writing. To start our first project, whenever you have to start the first project in Django, or we can write to start our first Django project. Here to start Django project, you have to write something. You have to write some code. So what is that code that you have to write to start your first Django project? What you have to write? So you just have to write, there is a specific code. You just have to write. I'm writing the code here. You have to write in the terminal. I'm writing it. You have to write in the terminal. You have to write in the terminal. And what is the exact code? That is what I'm writing in this part. You have to write Django space dash admin Django admin, that you are telling the admin to start a project. Start without any blank spaces. So blank space is there within this Django admin. This is a single word, Django admin. You are telling the Django admin to start a project. So you have this start project. This is the entire word. So you are telling Django admin to start an entire project. And then you have to specify. After that, you have to just specify the project name. Then you have to specify the project name. So here it will be project underscore name. This is what I'm specifying. So in this format, you have to specify. Now I will show you the practical also, not only this application. Do not worry about that. Project name can be anything, whatever is your project. Suppose we are developing the entire Facebook. So I will be naming it as Facebook. Suppose you are developing any application, your own project, it will be your own project. So that is completely fine. Now, to start a project, you have to write this one. Similarly, to start an application, to start an application, to start an application within a project, you have to write in the terminal. So I'm just copying it from here. I will copy it from here. I will paste it right here. So then what you have to write? Then you have to write here Python manage manage.py is a file. So you have to query that file. That file is the manager. So you have to query Python manage.py, and you have to write start app. start app. Then you have to give a space and you have to write the app name, app underscore name. What is the name of your application? Here I'm writing app name. So you have to name whatever is the name of your application. This is what you have to write. Now, I think this is a little bit confusing that what is the project, what is the application. Now, these things might be a little bit confusing, but it will be clear when I will actually show you the practical part, and it is super easy. So you have to just write the application's name. Now, after that, in the next step, to actually run the server, you have to do nothing. I'm just writing it to run the server. To run the server, what you have to do, you just have to tell Python manage.py and you have to say run server. This is as simple as that. You have to write Python manage.py run server, and once you will write it, your server will be running in the port number 3000 in your localhost. So yes, I think it is a little bit confusing. So let's start the practical part. And definitely remember one thing, to actually create any web application, at first you have to create a project. These are the steps that you have to follow. Django, in the official documentation, the steps are specified. So whenever you are trying to create any web application, guys, then you have to follow the steps. You have to, at first, you have to start a project. You have to start a project. That means you have to write this code. You have to start an application within that project. You cannot create anywhere. You have to create it within that particular project. And then you have to run a server to see whether your application is running properly or not. So what I will do, I will, in the same syntax that I have written, and this is my file system. This is my file system where I am right now. So now I will go here. I will open this terminal and I will write my code. I'm just going to write the code here. Whatever is my code. So I'm just going to write the code. What is the code? Django admin. I'm within this Django evening folder. This is the folder name, Django evening. So within the folder, I will write Django dash admin. Okay, Django admin. What I have to do? I have to start the project. Start project. I have written start project. After that, I have to give the project name. So what is the project name that I want to specify? Let's say I want to specify the project name as anything, Facebook, anything. I'm specifying the name as Facebook. This is our this build. This is gonna be our project. Okay. So I have specified this one and I will hit enter. And it will take some time and you can see a folder is created automatically. Yes, can you see it? The folder is created, and if you expand that folder, so within that folder, one more folder is there, and this is called our project setting folder. Like inside this project, you have multiple Python files. Right now, you don't need to worry about all the files. You just need to see this manage.py file. So this manage.py file right here, it is the manager of your application. There is, you don't need to worry about whatever is written inside this file. There is no need to worry about that. This file is the manager of your file, and you just need to think about this file only, how to run this file. So I will be guiding you each and every step, but whenever you will write it, and if Django is installed properly, you will execute this command and the project name, whatever is the name you have specified, with the name, there will be a folder. This folder is created successfully, and this is your project. So we have successfully created our first project, and the name of the project is Facebook. Now, now we have to go within this directory, within this Facebook directory, we have to go. So I can go using a cd command. I will write cd space the name of the directory. So what is the name of the directory? The name of the directory is Facebook. I will specify Facebook and I will hit enter. So you can see the directory is changed. Earlier we were working on this directory, Django evening. Right now, we are working on this directory, Django evening slash backslash Facebook. So we are working on this particular directory. So our directory has been changed. So this is where we are working on. I just have to write here Python. What I have to write, I have to, you can see, you can follow this documentation that I have written here. You have to write manage.py start tab. So Python manage.py space start tab. app, and the name of your application. So the name of our application is, let's say, uh, any simple application we want to create. I just want to create app. This will be the name of our application, and it is compulsory to have an application within our project. Okay, guys. So just create this app and hit enter, and you can see there is the folder created with the name app. So the Facebook is the parent folder. Within this folder, we have this app as our application, and this is the same name as the Facebook. This will also be there, and we have this manage.py file. Now to execute this, to actually run our server, what I have to write? I have to write Python manage.py space run server. Okay, I have written this one, and I will hit enter. And you can see there are some messages. This is some migration, so you don't need to worry about anything. You can see starting development server at this port number. And this 127.0.0.1, this is nothing but our localhost 8000. So I have specified, or by default, the Django port is 8000. Right here, it is like it is deployed. So what I will do, I will copy it. I will copy this link, and I will paste it right here in the browser. I will paste it right here in the browser. So I have pasted it, and I will hit enter. So guys, can you see it? Can you see it? It is the Django basic page. And when you are able to see this page, it means that Django is working successfully, it is installed properly, and we are able to create our first application. And this is our server. So our server is also running properly, and it is absolutely fine. So when you are able to see this, we are successfully able to create the first Django application. So let's do a quick recap. I will be doing a quick recap. Before that, just tell me whether it is clear to you or not. Guys, I want your acknowledgement. Just tell me whether it is clear to you all or not. Very simple. You just have to follow the steps, and I will be sharing this entire code also with you all, guys. Very good, Anamika. These are the steps. So what I have done here is very simple. At first, I have created a project, and to create a project, we have to write Django admin start project. Then I have to create an application within that project. I have to go in the project directory. So I'm writing it here. I have to go to the project directory. Go to the project directory, and to go to the project directory, we have to write cd space project name. Space project name, whatever is the project name you have specified. All right. So, and then you have to start this application. And to start the application, you have to write Python manage.py start app, and then the application name, just like the project name. So here, what is our project name? The project name is Facebook. What is the application name within that project? The application name is app. So, and I have executed the file, and this is what we have got. So guys, is it clear or not? I want the response not only from Anamika and Sivangi, I want the response from all of you guys. Because this is not a rocket science and nothing difficult. I have discussed nothing difficult right here. Okay. Upasana, Navajit. Okay, very good. Okay. All right. So now the next step that you have to remember. Okay, so this I'm naming it as the step number 6, and I'm naming it as the step number 7. So just like our mathematics, like we have to follow some rules before we start actually writing our mathematics problem. So here also some predefined rules are there, and we cannot play with the rules. We have to remember the rules. We can definitely change the names. We can definitely create multiple projects. We can create multiple applications, but these are the main documentations. This is what we have to remember. And there are, I'm writing the extra lines, but there are very few lines. So you just have to write very few lines like Django admin start project, Python manage.py. This much simple it is. This much simple it is. Now, after running this one, what you have to do, you have to create, like we don't want this application, right? What is the application that we have right now? So right now, the application that we have here, right now, the application that we have here is this one, but we don't want this one, right? We want our own application. This is the Django's basic application. So we have to clear this one and we have to write our own code. So for that purpose, we have to create urls.py, a new file in the application, in the app. So what is the app? What is the name of our app? The name of our app is app itself. So right here, expand this one. And here you can see there are no option or no file with urls.py. We have views.py, we have test.py, models.py, apps.py, but there is no file names urls.py. So I'm going to create a file. So right from here, I can create a file. I will click here and I will create urls.py file and I will hit enter. Okay, so this is done. What I have created this file in the app. So in the app directory, or in the app folder. So there I have created this urls.py file. Create urls.py file. This is a simple Python file. As you know that Python file, the extension is .py. So I have created this file. Now, after that, what we have? After that, after creating this urls.py file, what do we have? After creating this file is right now empty, but we have to write something. And this step that we are going to follow is called URL dispatching. URL dispatch. In URL dispatching, what do we do? In URL dispatching, after creating this URL file, we have to tell like what do we mean by URL, guys? I guess you know about URL. What do we mean by URL? So this particular thing that I have specified in this URL bar here, if I specify Google, so Google will be opened. If I specify anything else, so that particular thing will be opened. So whatever is the URL that I'm specifying, if I have specified localhost colon 8000, so this page is getting opened. But what if I open here after this one, I'm giving a slash and I'm writing about page I want to open. I will hit enter. So this about page is not there. This about page is not present in our project. So this URL I'm specifying and I'm getting some error. So how can I specify this kind of things? How efficiently we can specify this kind of things? This is what I want properly to happen. So for that purpose, let's open our VS Code. And for URL dispatching, we have to go to our project. So this one is the main folder. Within this folder, where is our Facebook folder, main project folder? This one. In this folder, you can see there is already a urls.py file present. So I will click here and there are a lot of things written here. So you don't need to worry about anything. If you want, you can read all the content of this file. But right now, you don't need to worry about it. What you will do, you will simply follow the steps that I'm showing you. You have to simply follow the steps. So at first, this one is the projects url.py file, and this one is the apps url.py file. So open the projects url.py file, which is present, and there are some content. And this one is the new file that is empty, and you have created it. So the file that is already there, present, and there are a lot of content, a lot of things are written there. There, import a thing like from Django URLs from as well as path, and you have to include something. What is the thing you have to include? Include. This is the name of another module you can see here. This is the name of another module or another function which is present inside this Django URLs. So once you have done this one, for specify a path. Like whenever you will specify a blank path just like this one, then what is going to happen? We are going to include Like we are going to send the control to the apps. Like we are going to send the control to the apps py file. So what is the name of our application? The name of our application is app, and there we have the URLs file. So whenever any user will be specifying any blank path. So what do we mean by blank path? Blank path is nothing but whenever only this is written, like only 8,000 is written, then what's gonna happen? Only when right now there is nothing, we have not written anything, the server is not running. That's why it is showing us error. So when the server will again run, we don't want the actual home page, we want our own custom home page. So I will go again to the VS Code. I will again go to the VS Code, and that's why I've specified. So whenever there will be this blank space, I will specify this blank space and I will include something. What I'm going to include? I'm going to include the app's URL file. In the control will be shift the control. We are going to shift the control to the app's URL file. So where is our apps URL file? Apps URL file is right here. What do we need to write here? We need to write very basic steps. I will just copy this content from here. So I'm going to copy the content from here, the entire this last few lines. I will go to apps file and I will paste it here. Okay. Now clear the content in the apps file. I don't need it. In the apps file, I don't need it. These are the steps that you just need to remember once. Once you need to remember it, and once when you will be able to remember all the steps, it will be super easy. You might have to practice it twice or thrice or 4 times or 10 times, but you have to practice it. And once you will practice it, guys, it will be super easy. So this is what we have. So from here, I have to do a few things. Like I have to set the path as when the path will be empty, then what will happen? When the path will empty, then what will happen? Now, when the path will empty, I want a function will be called. From where the function will be called? From these views. So you can see these views. So whenever this path will be empty, I want a function will be called from here. So what is the module name? The module name is views.py. So at first we need to import this module. So I will write from dot or from app. I will import views. From dot, I will import views. And after importing views, I will include this one like views dot. A function will be called, let's say the name of the function is home function. So whenever any blank path will be specified in our browser, we are going to call the home function, which is inside our views module. So let's open our views module, this Python file. So you know the Python files are nothing but modules. So whenever I will be opening this views module, so is there any function right here? No, there is no home function. So what I have to do, I have to create the home function. And in Python, how to create a function? We just have to write def, then I will be writing home, then I will specify this parenthesis, the parenthesis I have to specify. I will specify colon, and I have to return something. Before that, I am making some request. In the last class, I had discussed about the request and response. So right here, I'm doing some request. So the request is, I will specify some request. I'm doing some request. So based on this request, what I will do, I will return some response. And what kind of response it is? We are working with HTTP or browsers. So these are called HTTP response. We are doing some HTTP response. And you can show this warning right here. You can see this warning. So this warning is because of something like we do not have this HTTP right here in our file. For that purpose, along with this render, give a comma and write HTTP response. Right, HTTP response. So import this one as well. Because to use any module, we have to import this module. That's why you have to import this module as well. So we have imported this module. After importing this module, what we are writing, what is the response that we are giving? You can give it here. So let's say we are giving the response as home page. We're giving the response as home page. Okay. So now save this file and let's do one thing. Let's close this terminal and let's reopen this terminal right here. Let's reopen the terminal. I will open this terminal and I will write something here. I will write something to start the server. What I have to write? I have to write Python manage.py and I have to write run server. Python manage.py and I have to write run server. I will hit enter and the server is running. I will go to the browser. I will copy this part. I will copy it. I will paste it. I will refresh it. So can you see guys this home page? This is the home page written here. Now the Django's official page is not visible. So we are able to actually create our custom page. And not only this one guys, but also you can actually create any kind of HTML file, like any HTML response you can give it here. Suppose you want to give right here, I don't want to specify this normal home page, but I want to specify a h1 tag. So this h1 tag, if you know about HTML, CSS a little bit, then you might be knowing about this h1, h2 tag. So I'm specifying home page. I will save it. I will go to the browser. I will just refresh the browser and you can see this is called the dynamic page. We are successfully able to change the content. The server is automatically restarting and the content, whatever we are updating after saving it, it will be updated automatically. We just have to refresh this page once and we are on the server. And also we are able to write this h1 tag or h2 tag also you can write, h3 tag also you can write. These are heading, these are all the things. You can include images and how to include images, how to actually render a template. That is what also I will be talking about. Before that, just make sure this part is clear. So guys, let me know that whether this part, the concept of this part is clear or not, because I know this part is a little bit confusing. We have to switch from one file to another file, from that file to another file. We have to switch a lot, but you have to practice it a lot. But make sure that the main concept is clear to you, that what you have to do. I will be discussing that main concept once again. So then I need your response that what we are doing. So and also the recording will also be there in the group. So I'm mentioning all the steps once again. Please try to follow all the steps what I'm mentioning it here. Please try to follow the steps guys. It is very important point. All the steps, this is what I'm now specifying. This is what I'm going to specify. Okay, Anamika is typing something. This by HTML and CSS. Which pages you are talking about? Yes, we can actually create these pages using HTML and CSS. We can create these pages using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, everything. Yes, homepage. We can create this using HTML, CSS, JavaScript. And also we know about Bootstrap, so we will be using Bootstrap. And in the last class, the page that I had developed, and I guess you all have developed that page. So you guys have to you guys have to include that page within this part. I will show you how to do that. That is super easy. That is super easy. Whatever is the page that you have developed, you just have to write it here. I'm mentioning the steps once again. What are the steps that you have to follow? I'm mentioning the steps once again. So yes, Sivangi is also writing something. Hurry up and write it, whatever you want to write. So I'm mentioning the steps. Okay, steps for URL dispatching. Steps for URL dispatching. Shivangi, what you were writing, please write it. Hurry up. So I'm going to discuss it and yeah, yeah. Physics, how to say previous HTML page. Yes, I will explain this entire part. I will explain this part, but before that, this URL, this is called URL dispatching, and how we will render that page. That is called template rendering. Template rendering. Template rendering. Like template rendering, in template rendering, this is the next topic that we will be learning after URL dispatching. That what the page, that HTML page that we had created in the last class, I guess you all can remember the page that we had created, a simple page using Bootstrap. We will, like, whenever a user will specify this particular address in the URL bar, this bar where you can specify google.com, facebook.com, gmail.com, this is called the URL bar. So in the URL bar, whenever the user will specify this localhost colon 8000, this port number, whenever they will specify, I want that page that we had developed, that page will be visible to the user. This is what I want, right? So that part is called template rendering. And right now we have seen URL dispatching. So at first, we're going to talk about the URL dispatching. Then I will be covering the template rendering. So what are the steps for URL dispatching? I want you guys to focus and I want you guys to understand properly. This might be a little bit confusing. That's why I'm repeating it again and again. Okay, for your purpose only. So please listen very carefully. After creating the project, after creating the application, what we are going to do, we will create, we will create URLs dot py file. We are going to create urls.py file. Where we are going to create it? Within app, within the app directory, or you can say app folder. Within the app folder, this is what we are going to do. Okay, this urls.py will be our file. This will be our. Now, after creating this file, what I will do, I will go to the urls.py file. This file, which is there in the project. This file is there in the project. I will go to this urls.py file. Now from there, what there I will do, there I have to change few lines. Like I have to include, I have to import the include. So this is what I have to do. Include will help us to actually redirect the query to the apps URL page. So I will go to the apps URL page, and there also I have to set the path. What is the path? That whenever someone will specify any blank path, what's going to happen? Anyone will specify the blank path. So two things will happen. In the project file, I have to specify that whenever the blank path will be specified, we are going to send the request to our app URLs file. This is what this will be there in the project. And in the app, what we are going to do in the app, whenever a blank path will be specified, we will send it to views dot a function. The function name is home. The home function will handle this one. And within this home function, we are actually going to write the actual home function. And you know how to write the home, a normal function. In Python, the def keyword is used. We have to write home. We have to give parentheses, and within this parenthesis, we have to specify the request that we are making. Request means whenever the user will do this request, they make this request. This is what we mean by request. And give a colon, return something. What you are going to return? You are going to return a HTTP response. This is what is the steps. So I guess this is clear. Now the next thing is about template rendering. In template rendering, we just have to write render. We have to write render like rather than writing this HTTP response. So I will write render and I will write the name of the template, name of the HTML file. So let's delete this entire part. I will go to VS Code. So I am in my VS Code right now. Okay, so now I'm going to show you that the file that we had created earlier, how to actually render that template right here. So the first thing that you have to do to render a template, I'm writing it here. The first thing that you have to do, you after URL dispatching, to render a template. Template means, what is template? Template means HTML files. Render this template, we have to write some things. The point number one, we have to import a library called OS or a module. We have to import this OS. Where we have to import? In our settings. In settings.py file. Where is the settings.py file? In our project. In our project settings.py file, I will import the OS. So let's navigate to the settings.py file. Let's open it. And in the top, you know where we write our import statements? In the top. So in the top, I will write import OS. This is what I have written, import OS. All right. So after writing import OS, what is the next step I have to do? I have to search for templates. Scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, and search for templates. And here we go. We got the templates. In the line number 56, we got the templates. It might be different for your case, but in line number 56, we got the templates. There, write something. Write something. What you will write? You will join os dot path dot join. And what you are going to join? You are going to join the base directory, base underscore directory, that is your project directory, with a new directory, that is the templates. With the templates. And is the directory there in your file? No, this directory is not present. So what you have to do? You have to create this directory. So this is the main directory. Within this particular folder, you have to create a template folder. Template folder, templates. Remember, this name should be exactly same with this name that you have specified within the single quotes right here. So you have created the templates. Now, inside these templates, there will be some HTML pages. So let's say I'm going to create a simple page. Any name you can give. I'm going to give it the name as home, home.html. This is the name I want to give here. Okay. So I have given the home.html page. Now within the home.html page, if you want, you can write your own page. Otherwise, I will go to this index.html page that I had written earlier. I will copy this entire code. I will go to this home.html page. I will paste it. Okay. So our home.html page is done. Now, after this is done, what I have to do, I have to go to my URLs file. So what is my URLs file? This is the URLs file of my application. Now, in this application, you can see we are redirected to the home page in the views. So what is my views? My views is right here. In the views, what I'm returning whenever this home function will be called and a request will be there, I'm returning the HTTP response. But I don't want this HTTP response. Rather, I want to render our template. So to render our template, I will specify render. Within this parenthesis, I will specify request. I will specify this request and I will specify the name of our template. What is the name of our template? Template is home.html. This is the name of our template. All right. So let's do one thing. Let's close this terminal once and reopen this terminal. Reopen this terminal. I will copy it from here. I will open it in the integrated terminal and I will run our server. So Python manage.py run server. Hit enter. Our server is running right now. Let's minimize it. Let's open this browser and let's refresh this page. And here we go. Guys, can you see it? This is the page that we had created in the last class. This is the page. And now whenever we are running this server, we are actually able to render this template. So this is how we can actually render a template. Now, not only this one, but also there is a concern that we are getting only this page, right? But suppose I want, whenever the user this link, let's change this link. So let's customize this page a little bit. So I will be customizing this page a little bit. So we have our Where is this page? This is What is this home.html page? This is the home.html page. So in this page, I want to customize this nav bar. This is our nav bar. So let's zoom it. So this is our nav bar. In this nav bar, we have home and this link. So I want to change this link to about us page. About page. About us. And whenever someone will click here, where I will be directed to hash slash about. This is where I will be redirected. So now let's close the server and rerun the server once again. Okay, server is rerunning. I will open this file. In this file, let's refresh it. And you can see after this home, we are getting this about us. So when I will click on this about us, you can see here the URL has been changed. So this page can be about us or contact us. Any page can be there. About us, contact us, anything, any kind of thing can be there. So once we are getting this about touch, I want that whenever someone will click, there will be another page will be there. How can I do that? So to do that, at first we will create a template HTML file. Let's create about dot. Okay, so this about dot HTML file will be a simple HTML file. I'm going to create the simple HTML file. HTML, you can write HTML5 and you can get this simple boiler code, or you can do like you can copy and paste from Bootstrap as well. The same thing in the way you have created your HTML file, you can follow the same thing. I'm writing it about. Okay, now within the body, what you have to write within this body, I'm just going to write a simple thing, a h1 tag. I will be writing in this way, this h1 tag, and I have to close this h1 tag and I'm writing. Just a minute, yes. And I'm writing about us page. About us, about us page. After that, I'm just going to write a simple paragraph tag. Paragraph tag, and in this paragraph tag, paragraph is basically simple text, like whatever I want to write. So let's write a paragraph like hello everyone. Hello everyone. We are learning Django. We are learning Django and creating our first web app. So this is what I have written. Now this is our about us page designed. Now when this about us page will be called, this is the next question. So this about us page will be called whenever someone will specify this URL. So what is this URL inside our app? So when someone will specify the empty page, the home page will be called. Okay. But whenever someone will specify, so give a comma here, whenever someone will specify something like after this one, someone will specify about. Then the next function will be called, and that is views dot about. This function will be called. Okay, so at that time, our about function will be called. Now within our views, is there any? Let's go to our views file, views.py module. So in this module, is there any page? Is there any about us about function? No, there is no about function. For that purpose, what you can do, just copy it, paste it, change the name from home to about, and also change this one to right. Done. So save this file and go to your browser. So at first I will go to this. This is our home page, right? This is the home page. I will click on the about us. Okay, so still it is not running. There might be some problem. So we have to check about .html. So is the file name correct? Let me check about .html slash about. Okay. So have we written the correct the spelling? There might be some spelling mistakes can be there. Okay. So this will not be there. only about will be there. Okay, now let's go to this page. That was a mistake, and I think that was only the mistake. Let's click about, and yes. So there will be no slash. The slash will be in the URL bar, not in the code. So and when we are writing here, you can see that we are redirected to the about us page. I will click here. I will be right here. I will again click on the about us page, and I will be redirected to the about us page. Now this is the magic of Django. You can also create your own custom page for this about us page as well. Like you can search in the Google for any about demo about us page. Okay, so I will show you. Just go to your Google, search for demo code in HTML. Okay, demo about us page in in Bootstrap. So I will search it. Free Bootstrap about us template. Any template you can search it from here and scroll down. All right, let's open Bootstrap only. Search for Bootstrap. I will open Bootstrap, and there I will go to, where we have to go. We have to go to, at first we have to copy this CSS. We have to copy this CSS, and I will copy this CSS at first. In this about page, I have to copy this CSS in the head tag. So right here, I'm going to paste it. Okay. Now, once I have done it, now I will go to the documentation, and there I will be creating, let's say, in the about us page only, or you can create a contact us page as well. So I'm creating a form. I'm creating a validation form. That this might be the contact us page as well. So for that purpose, I will copy this code. So I'm done with the copy, and then after that, I will paste it. Okay, save this file, and now go to your browser. Now go to this browser and refresh this page. So before refreshing, I would like to go back to this home page. I will click in this about us page, and here we go. We are able to get this one, and we can change this, we can edit it. I'm writing my name right here. So all the things you can actually fill, and you can create your own page. You can insert any new image according to you. Not only this about us page, you can also create contact us page. You can also create multiple other pages, and everything is possible, guys. So this is how we have successfully created our first Django application, complete Django application. So is it clear to you all? I know this is a little bit confusing. This is a little bit confusing, but as well as this is very much interesting as well. So you have to practice it a lot and then ask me questions. I am always there. This is confusing, but it is interesting as well. This is very much interesting. You are able to actually create new templates. You are able to like figure out the architectures, where to write something. Everything is there. And today's video, I will be uploading this video to YouTube as well. And in our YouTube channel, we also have a dedicated video for design, especially for Django. So if you are interested, you can go to our YouTube channel, Limat Soft Solutions, and I will be uploading today's video as well in YouTube as well. Also, the video you can find the video right here. Was so interesting. Okay, okay. Thank you, Sivangi. That's really great. Thank you, guys. So I guess the total architecture is clear to you all. Now practice it a lot, and I will be there to guide you whenever you need it. So definitely tomorrow we will discuss about some other features about this Django, and then the final project. And definitely there are two projects. One is based on TK Inter, and the next project is based on Django. For Django, you will be getting some time, and for TK Inter, that is the only time. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you. And I'm stopping the recording, and I will upload this recording in YouTube as well. Thank you so much.